19 through 21, which 19 is the covenant offered and accepted. Then they hear some of the conditions. Then all the judges are going to get a bunch of instructions. That's what we're going to hear today is the judges keep getting instructions. 21 is judges' instructions. 22 is judges' instructions. 23. Then in 24, he brings up the elders and seals that covenant. Okay? Deuteronomy 18, verse 22. Deuteronomy 18, verse 22. This part of the Bible, you got to go line by line by line, folks. Because people confuse the covenant, the Holy Covenant, with the Mosaic Covenant. Most people will say that this has been, the Mosaic Covenant starts in Exodus 19. It does not. Okay? Galatians 4 says there are two covenants. And then Paul uses an allegory to explain them. The one given with promise, which is what we're talking about right here. The 10 Commandments, and no more was added. That's what it says in the end of Deuteronomy 5, verse 22. No more was added. Okay, that's no more was added to the covenant. We know he added all of these instructions to the judges. As of yet, in today's reading, yesterday's reading, the only thing that gets you killed, is like an eye for an eye if you kill somebody, or if you have another god. Okay, that's where you get into trouble is idolatry or hurting somebody else. Okay, it says even if you steal something, you just make restitution 5 times. So let's get into this reading, and let's listen to what's going down here, because huge errors being made right now. The people are not distinguishing between the Holy Covenant and the laws added after transgressions. That's Galatians 3, verse 19. Laws added after transgressions. He goes on to call those laws that we're going to hear about a little later, he goes about calling those laws the schoolmaster. They were given as a punishment for the transgressions. The main transgression being that golden calf. All right, so here at the end of today's reading, Moses starts his 40 days. And if a man shall keep an ox or a sheep and kill it and sell it, he shall restore 5 oxen for an ox and 4 sheep for a sheep. If a thief be found breaking in, he be smitten that he die. There shall be no blood shed for him. But if the sun rises upon him, there shall be blood shed for him. For he should make full restitution. If he have nothing, then he shall be sold for his theft. If the theft be certainly found in his hand alive, whether it be an ox or an ass or a sheep, he shall restore it double. Hey, Evie, how are you? And and if a man shall cause field or vine or a yard to be eaten, he shall put in his beast. He shall feed in other man's field. Of the best of his own field and the best of his own vineyard, he shall make restitution. So don't let your cow get in the neighbor's garden. If a fire break out and catch in the thorns, and so that the sacks of corn or so the standing corn in the field be consumed wherewith, he that kindled the fire shall surely make restitution. Has anybody ever had a brush fire get away from him? I've seen it. Been there, done that. Don't do it. If a man shall deliver into his neighbor's money or stuff to keep, and it be stolen of the man's house, if the thief be found, let him pay double. Yeah, that's why I'm reading the Bible here. Oh, right on, Tristan. Oh, right on. Cool. Yeah, so if all manner of trespass, whether it be for an ox or for an ass or for sheep or raiment or for any manner of lost thing which another challenges to be his, the cause of both parties shall come before the judges, and whom the judges shall condemn, he shall pay double unto his neighbor. Okay, so these, like I said, these are the instructions to the judges on how to keep the Ten Commandments. If a man deliver unto his neighbor's ass, an ox, a sheep, or a beast to keep, and it die, and be hurt or driven away, no man seeing it, then shall an oath of Jehovah be made between them both, that he not put his hands unto his neighbor's goods. And if the owner of it shall accept thereof, he shall not make it good. And if it be stolen from him, he shall make restitution unto the owner thereof. If it be torn to pieces, then let him bring for a witness, and it shall not make good which was torn. Okay, so I borrowed an auger to put in fence posts from a neighbor, and I broke it. Okay, the thing wore out, really. I shouldn't have been borrowing this thing. I should have just went and bought my own. Okay, but guess what? We went and we bought another one, the same model, same make, and gave him a new one. Okay, this is just about being a good people. But whether the owner shall not make good of it, he shall be a hired thing, he shall claim for his hire. If a man entice a maid that is not betrothed and lie with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. So don't go. Okay? If you go sleep with them, they're your wife, bro. If her father utterly refuse to give her unto him, he shall pay money according to his dowry of virgins. Thou shalt not suffer to which live. Thou lieth with a beast shall utterly put to death. Okay, so I was wrong when I said that before. There's another one. Okay, so if you lie with a beast, you can be put to death, because we're going to have an orderly society here and no sickos. Okay, we're going to nip that in the bud, right? Real quick. He that sacrifices to any god, save Jehovah, only he shall be utterly destroyed. Okay, that is why. This right here. Okay, this is 22, verse 21. That's why I day and night warn people about winter solstice celebrations. Okay, winter solstice celebrations. No bueno. Vernal equinox, spring equinox celebrations. No bueno. Fall festival. No bueno. Okay, if you're having a party to another god, if you learn the way of the heathen, it was what Jeremiah calls it, don't learn the way of the heathen, you're in complete error. Okay, and that's this Christmas bull jive, Easter is bull jive. Okay, he told us to do a Passover, not to do anything reckoned to the equinox. Okay, it's wickedness. It's combining old pagan stuff and putting God on it is a no-go, and we'll read about that right here. Thou shalt neither vex a stranger nor oppress him, or were strangers in the land of Egypt. You shall not afflict any widow or fatherless child. If thou afflict them in any wise, they cry unto me, I will surely hear their cry. Okay, what's the fatherless and the widow? The people that don't have the father. And the wrath shall wax hot, and I will kill you with the sword, and your wives shall be widows, and your children shall be fatherless. Okay, so take care of the widows and the orphans. And if thou lend money to any people that is poor by thee, thou shalt not be to him as user, neither thou shalt lay upon him usury. Okay, don't charge poor people interest. Thou shalt take all thy neighbor's raiment to pledge. Thou shalt deliver him by the sun goeth down. For it is his only covering, that his raiment for his skin. Where then shalt thou sleep? And it shall come to pass, when he crieth unto me, that I will hear, for I am gracious. You know, their cloak was a big deal, and this raiment thing is all over here. You know, if you have dirty garments, you ain't getting in. Thou shalt not revile the gods, nor curse the ruler of thy people. Thou shalt not delay the offer of the ripe fruits, and thy liquors, the firstborn of thy sons, thou shalt give unto me. Likewise, thou shalt do with thine oxen and thy sheep 7 days, and it shall be with this dam, and on the 8th day thou shalt give it to me. And ye shall be holy men unto me. Neither shall ye eat any flesh that is torn from beasts in the fields, and ye shall cast it to the dogs. So if one of your sheep gets attacked, and it's laying there, feed it to the dogs, don't bring it home and eat it. It's going to be unclean. Thou shalt not raise a false report. Then put thy hand with the wicked one, to be unrighteous witness. Thou shalt not follow a multitude to do evil. Don't get with the mob and go do evil. Man, these people will mob up, won't they? Neither thou shalt speak a cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither thou shalt not follow the multitude to do either. Neither thou shalt speak in any cause to decline after many to wrest judgment. Neither thou shalt countenance a poor man for his cause. If thou meet thy enemy's ox or his ass going astray, thou shalt surely bring it back to him again. If thou see the ass of him that hateth thee lying under his burden, and thou wouldest forbear to help him, thou shalt surely help with him. Thou shalt not wrest judgment of thy poor in this cause. Keep thee far from a false matter, and the innocent and righteous slay thou not, for I will not justify the wicked. Wow, wow, wow. And thou shalt not take a gift, for the gift bindeth the wise and perverteth the words of the righteous. Okay, so remember, he is really given instructions to the judges here on how to judge these matters. Okay? And he just told them, don't take a gift. Golly. Thou shalt not oppress a stranger, for ye know the heart of a stranger, and ye were strangers in the land of Egypt. Okay, stranger here is somebody who is in your country, of course, in abiding by your laws. Let me see if I can find it here. This thing's tripping out on me a little bit. But anyhow, stranger's kind of an interesting one. And 6 years thou shalt sow thy land, and thou shalt gather thy fruits thereof. But the 7th year thou shalt let it rest and lie still, that the poor of the people may eat what they gather, and the beasts of the field shall eat like manner. And thou shalt deal with thy vineyard and with thy olive yard. 6 days thou shalt do thy work, and on the 7th day thou shalt rest, that thy ox and thy ass may rest, and that the son of thy handmaid and the stranger will be refreshed. Will be refreshed. And in all things I have said unto you, be circumspect, and make no mention the name of other gods, neither let it be heard out of thy mouth. All the wicked one has to do is put the name of other gods in your mouth. 3 times thou shalt keep a feast unto me this year. Okay? Listen to what he just said. He says, don't let any other names of any other gods in your mouth. Then he goes on to say, 3 times you shall keep a feast of me this year. Thou shalt keep a feast of unleavened bread. Thou shalt not eat unleavened bread 7 days, but as I commanded thee, of the appointed time in the month of Abib. Okay, so he gives us the appointed time in the month of Abib. You're going to have to research about how you find out what the month of Abib is, and then you do the Passover. But guess what? Deuteronomy 12 tells us we can't do it outside of Jerusalem anyway. So there's all these people running around having these feasts. They don't have the appointed time. They don't have the right calendar. Okay? And they don't even agree on these calendars that they put together. Then they're doing it outside of Jerusalem, the city which he calls his name. And the feast of the harvest of the first fruits, thy labor, which thou hast sown in the field, and the feast of an ingathering, which is at the end of the year, when thou hast gathered in thy labors of thy field. Okay, so now 3 times a year all my males shall appear before Jehovah God. And they shall not offer the blood of my sacrifice with unleavened bread, neither shall the fat of my sacrifice remain until the morning. The first of first fruits of thy hand thou shalt bring unto the house of Jehovah, and thou shalt not see the kid in his mother's milk. Okay, there's more to that than boiling. The Jewish people says you can't eat a cheeseburger. Because of that. That is that they go to the letter of the law. Behold, I send an angel. This is wild right here, folks. Wild. Pay attention here. Listen up, listen up. Behold, I send an angel before thee to keep thee in thy way, and to bring thee into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions. For my name is in him. I come in my Father's name, and you hear me not. One comes in his own name, him you shall receive. Man. But if thou indeed obey his voice, this is my son, I am well pleased. Hear him. For my angel shall go before thee and bring thee into the Amorites and into the Hittites and the Perizzites and the Canaanites and the Hivites and the Jebusites, and I will cut them off. Thou shalt not bow down to their gods, nor serve them, nor do after their works, but thou shalt utterly overthrow them and quite break down their images. Break down their images. See graven images all over our churches. Where do these graven images come from? If you go to the earliest churches, they've all had a facelift they all had a facelift in the Renaissance. You find the earliest ones before pre-Renaissance. All you're going to find is mosaic on the floor. Okay? I'm speaking of the Church of Multiplication. The site that they say that the multiplication took place. All that's on the floor in the mosaic there, it's just a little thing of bread and a basket and a fish. That's it. You stand back and you go, what's missing on this mosaic on the floor? A cross. Thou shalt make no graven images. Thou shalt not make. Ye shall serve the Lord your God. Ye shall bless the bread and thy water, and I will take sickness away from thee.
How do we end up out here?
There shall nothing cast their young, nor barren in the land, and the number of the days I will fulfill. And I will send fear before thee, and I will destroy the people with whom thou shalt come. And I will make all thy enemies, and I will turn their backs unto thee. And I will send hornets before thee, which shall drive out the Hivites, the Canaanites, and the Hittites before thee. I will not drive them out from before thee in 1 year, lest the land become desolate, and the beasts of the field multiply against thee. Little by little I will drive them out from before thee. Thou shalt be increased and inherit the land. They wouldn't be able to take care of the whole place. So he's going to drive them out little by little. And I will set thy bounds from the Red Sea unto the sea of the Philistines, and from the desert unto the river. I will deliver the inhabitants of the land into your hand, and thou shalt drive them out before thee. Thou shalt make no covenant with them or with their gods. What did they do? Back prior to that, these guys were having winter solstice, equinox, fall festivals, all in wickedness. They all stem from Nimrod, Semiramis, Tammuz. Okay, even in Egypt. Egypt just calls them a different name, but it's still Ra, Nimrod, Semiramis, Osiris. Tammuz. Just pick one of the little gods running around Egypt.
There was a tutor in my last job.
Moses. And same thing, you can go Horus, Apollo, Jupiter. Go up to the Norse country and you've got all the Norse gods up there. It's all the same thing. All has one god and his sons and a woman. It's all the triune. It's bad. It's wickedness, folks. Okay, so utter to the story, there be a snare, and there be a snare unto thee, a snare. Okay, chapter 24. We're going to get into them bringing the elders up here to seal the covenant. And he said unto Moses, and he come near unto Jehovah, thou Aaron and Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship ye far off. And Moses alone shall come near the Lord, but they shall not come nigh, and neither shall the people go up with him. And Moses came and told the people all the words that Jehovah, and all the judgments, and all the people answered with one voice and said all the words which Jehovah hath said we will do. And Moses wrote all the words of the Lord, wrote early in the morning, and builded up an altar on the hill of 12 pillars according to the 12 tribes of Israel. And he sent the young men of the children of Israel, which offered burnt offerings and sacrificed peace offerings of oxen unto Jehovah. And Moses took half the blood and put it in the basins, and half the blood and he sprinkled on the altar, and took the book of the covenant and read in the audience of the people. And they said, all that Jehovah hath said we will do, and be obedient. And Moses took the blood and sprinkled it on the people, and he said, behold, the blood of the covenant which Jehovah had made with you concerning all these words. And then went up, and Aaron and Nadab and Abihu and 70 of the elders of Israel, and they saw the God of Israel. And there was under his feet, as it were paved, a sapphire stone, and they were the body of heaven in its clearness. And upon the nobles and the children of Israel he laid not his hand. Also they saw God, and did eat and drink. And Jehovah said unto Moses, come up unto me into the mount, and be there, and I will give thee tablets of stone, and the law of the commandments, which I have written, that thou, in the law and the commandments which I have written, that thou mayest teach them. And Moses rose up, and his minister Joshua and Moses went up unto the mount of God. And they said unto the elders, tarry ye here for us, until we come again unto you. And behold, Aaron and Hur are with you. And if any man have any matters, let them do, and come unto them. And Moses went up unto the mount, and a cloud covered the mount. And the glory of Jehovah abode upon Sinai. And the cloud covered it 6 days. And on the 7th day he called out unto Moses in the midst of the cloud. And the sight of the glory of Jehovah was like a devouring fire on the top of the mountain in the eyes of the children of Israel. And Moses went up into the midst of the cloud, and gat him up into the mountain, Moses, for 40 days and 40 nights. So that is the covenant. What they're talking about in Deuteronomy 18, verse 15, that he's going to send his son, the capital B prophet, of all thou desirest the Lord thy God in Horeb. Okay? Deuteronomy 18, verse 15 through 19. Read that. The next reading assignment's Deuteronomy 5. It's the retelling of this. I gave them a covenant in Horeb. That's verse 2. Okay? Verse Deuteronomy 5, chapter 22. He says he hands him the 2 tablets of stone written with the finger of God. And he added no more. So what we have got right here, okay, this is where people totally confuse this in Galatians. In the book of Galatians, chapter 3, you have the promise, which was what we just got. The promise. He remembers the water gushes out of the rock. He remembers his promise to Abraham. He says, he gives him the promise that he's going to give them that land. He's going to give them the land. It's the renewing of the covenant of promise. The covenants of promise are spoken of in Ephesians 2, verse 12. Because of the blood of his Son, you are no longer strangers to the covenants of promise. In error, all of society and the church do not distinguish between this covenant right here and the laws given after transgression. Okay, we're going to read here in a couple chapters. We're going to be to the great transgression, the golden calf, and then all the laws that come after that. Okay, and you have to have some discernment. Not that all the laws that come after that are bad. Okay, you have to have some maturity, some spiritual maturity, and go, oh, wow, okay, yeah, that's the bulls of blood and goats. That's not what God wants, man. He does not want the bulls of blood and goats for our sins. He just wants some obedience to the 10 Commandments. The laws given after transgression until a seed should come. That seed is Yeshua. All right, so you go line upon line and go, okay, wow, this is where that stopped. Okay. All right, so tomorrow we're going to read 25 through 25, 26, 27, something like that. And then we'll go step by step through this. Okay, we're going to get eventually to Exodus 32, which is the golden calf. Then in Exodus 33, he tells them to pack their bags. They need to move. They can no longer be in Horeb. And they have to move. That's when they get the laws after transgressions. All right? Right on, folks. I love you. And we all continue this again tomorrow.